Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you, whenever you may be watching. My name is JD, and I'm here to bring you some more of JD's racing wagers. This week we have a track that is special to me personally, which is Darlington. It's very close to my hometown back in North Carolina. I actually got to go there for the first time last year with my friend Leslie. It was her first NASCAR race. We had such a good time. She's a big Truex fan, so watching him dominate was special for her. It was a fun experience. We got to check out the town. It's a small town for those of you who may not know. NASCAR is a really big driver of their economy, and it's just very special. It's a historic track. They've been going there since basically the beginning, and it's a unique track. It's an egg-shaped oval. There's a story about a minnow pond. If you want to hear it, I can tell you or direct you where to find it. It's fascinating to me. I got to see that minnow pond, and it was just so neat. Just like the way the track is set up, it's like an old style track. Definitely not a modern facility like what you may see at like a Charlotte or Las Vegas. So it's kind of nice, if you are a historical fan of NASCAR, or if you want to see kind of like how the beginnings were in some ways. And they do the throwback paint schemes this weekend as well, which is pretty neat. And yeah, got some stories from Darlington. If y'all want to hear them, feel free to reach out to me. For now, I want to get back on topic and get into a recap from last week. I'm going to start with our Xfinity Series recap. So we had our matchups, Brandon Jones versus Sam Mayer, which we picked Mayer on that one, and we actually won that one. We had Austin Hill versus Landon Castle, lost that one on some late race restarts. We had Noah Gragson over Josh Berry. We lost that one as well. Because we went with Noah Gragson. Josh Berry was actually the winner of that race. We had John Hunter Nemechek over AJ Allmendinger. John Hunter had a tire problem, and we had Ty Gibbs over Justin Allgaier, and Allgaier just outperformed Gibbs. So we went 1-4 in our matchups. Kind of a struggle with the Xfinity Series. Going along with that too, our long shots were Chandler Smith and Brett Moffitt, ran in the mid-teens, high 20s all day, finished there as well. Our top three were Sam Mayer, Ty Gibbs, and John Hunter Nemechek. We've already discussed those drivers. John Hunter had a tire problem. Sam Mayer had some pit road issues, and Ty Gibbs was fast. He finished third. Never really challenged for the lead, however. Fortunately, we had a great day on the Cup side whenever the race. It was rain delayed from Sunday to Monday, so Monday's results were good to us, especially in our matchups. We had Bubba Wallace over Chris Buescher. We lost that one. Chris Buescher finished top 10. We had Eric Jones over AJ Allmendinger. We won that one. We won Daniel Suarez over Austin Cindric. We won Chase Briscoe over Kurt Busch. We lost Christopher Bell over Tyler Reddick. We had Tyler Reddick over Christopher Bell, and we lost that one. Tyler Reddick struggled throughout the day. We had Ross Chastain over Kevin Harvick. That was a great pick. We won that one. We had Kyle Busch over Joey Logano, also a great pick. We won that one. We had Denny Hamlin over Alex Bowman, and we lost that one. I've lost a lot with Bowman, it seems like. He's on a streak where he wins these matchups, and I'm always a doubter, so we'll see if that changes this week. We have Chase Elliott over Martin Truex Jr. We won that one as Chase Elliott was the winner, and we had Kyle Larson over William Byron. We also won that one as Kyle Larson ran pretty well throughout the day. He had an incident within the race and recovered from that. William Byron had some issues in practice. Never quite challenged in the race. Our top 10 bets, which are cursed, we had Austin Dillon, Austin Cindric, and Ryan Preece. Missed on all of those. Austin Cindric was involved in an accident. Austin Dillon had very little speed throughout the day, and Ryan Preece, I think, was down a cylinder. Our top three picks to win, though, however, we did great. We had Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, and Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney faded, ended up winning the second stage. Kyle Larson had to come back from a spin early on in the race, which he did. And we had Chase Elliott at plus 900 or 9-to-1 payout. Congratulations to everyone who got that in. That was the 4th time in the last 5 weeks that the winner has been mentioned in our top 3, and we're looking to keep that streak up as we move into Darlington this week. And I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. Hopefully I don't have a notebook malfunction so we can get it all in one part today. We have 3 races this weekend, which is actually very exciting. I'm going to start with some thoughts on the truck race. I have some long shots on there. Both of these drivers are 25-1. The first one I'm going to mention is Ty Majeski. I'm just so high on Ty Majeski. He ran very well at Atlanta this year, was fast at Martinsville, has shown some very good flashes. He was fast at Bristol too before a late race accident. I think he has potential to win, and I like a track like Darlington where there is an abrasive surface, tire management, knowing how to really handle your equipment across the entire race goes a long way. I think Ty Majeski has that. He's ran so many late model races across the country. Another driver at 25-1 I like is Carson Hocevar. He's been fast everywhere. I'm surprised he's still at plus 2,500. It's shocking to me. I don't know how he's not getting more respect from the odds makers. I do think he's going to win a race this year as well, and his speed translates well to Darlington. I think that he's going to impress some people this weekend. Getting to my top 3 to win. So one of these drivers I have is Grant Enfinger. He drives for GMS. GMS has been strong at Darlington. They ran well with Sheldon Creed there last year before some late race chaos. He's also at 20-1, so it's kind of a big leap to have him in the top 3 to win. I really do like him, though. I mean, he's a veteran. He ran top 5 here last year. He's got the experience. He's with a great team. I see no reason to not have him as a favorite to win. Also, we have Ben Rhodes at plus 800. He's a winner. He won the last time the trucks were out. Got some momentum going. He's also won the last time we were at Darlington, and at plus 800, 8-1, I think we're getting a steal here, and I do expect him to be competitive, expect him to be fast. One of the top contenders this weekend based on both of his experience this year, also dating back to his win at Darlington last year. Final driver I have is Ross Chastain at plus 600. He's got to be the favorite. I mean, John Hunter Nemechek's actually the betting favorite. I haven't seen that edge that JHN had last year in the Truck Series, so I'm avoiding betting him this weekend, especially at plus 350. Ross at plus 600. He has been great in the Truck Series. He has multiple wins there. He's also very fast at Darlington. He's great at managing his equipment. He ran well here when he was driving for Ganassi in the Cup Series. I think dropping down in the trucks, you gotta look out for him to win. I didn't realize this, but he is a go or go homer, which means that if qualifying's rained out this week, he actually will miss the race. So stay tuned on that. We'll see if for some reason weather causes issues. We might reevaluate, and I'll put something out on Twitter with a different pick, a backup pick, so to say. And if he is in the show, I do think he has everything necessary to win the race. So my top 3 are Ross Chastain at plus 600, Grant Enfinger at plus 2,000, and Ben Rhodes at plus 800. Moving on to the Xfinity Series, a couple long shots are Sheldon Creed at plus 3,000. He ran well here last year in the trucks, nearly pulled off a win. He's a great driver. I do believe in Sheldon Creed. He's a rookie. I think he's getting better as time goes on, and Darlington kind of suits him. I think he's going to surprise people this week and actually compete for a win. I also went with Landon Castle at plus 4,000. I like the veteran side of things. Darlington is a track that rewards experience. Castle has a lot of experience here at 40-1. I mean, in a collie car, I think you have to at least throw a little bit onto that one. With that being said, I'm going to move on to my favorites. So we have Noah Gragson at plus 450. He's a recent winner here last year. JRM is on a streak at Darlington. I foresee that continuing this weekend. And in that same vein, I also have Justin Allgaier. He's the other winner here last year. He's at plus 800, drives for JRN. So, we're getting some decent odds on the past two winners here, both on the team and the driver. And I got to stick with JRM. They're my pick by far. I mean, Chase Elliott at plus 350. He's my pick to win. Cup drivers have done great in the Xfinity series at Darlington, and he's driving for the winning team from last year. Actually was an incredible Xfinity series racer when Chase was there full time. See no reason to not have him repeat. So I have Chase Elliott at plus 350, Justin Allgaier at plus 800, and Noah Gragson at plus 450. With that, I'm going to turn it to the Cup Series, and there's a little bit more to bet on here, so I'll do a top 10, a couple matchups, which are out on BetMGM, and then I'll give you my picks to win. So let's start with the top 10. I have Daniel Suarez at plus 155. I feel like I pick him every week for a top 10. He's ran 13th here in his last shot with good equipment, Stuart Haas. I think he can improve on that by 3 positions. He's finished top 10 a couple times this year. If he doesn't get involved in an accident, he seems to have top 10 speed. Plus 155, I think you can get a solid payout, make some money betting him to finish top 10. I have Kurt Busch at plus 140. Longtime racer, also has a couple of top 10s at Darlington. He's looked strong here in the past. He finished third for the Ganassi. And he's had a couple top 10s this year. He's had a string of rough finishes. He seems to bounce back after putting together some bad finishes earlier this year is any indication of how he's going to do. I think at plus 140, you're getting a good deal for him to likely get a top 10 finish this week. He knows how to race at Darlington. A couple matchups. These are kind of interesting. All of these are on BetMGM. I will be posting on my TikTok as I get some. I'm sure William Hill is going to post some Truex Xfinity matchups as qualifying is completed when we get closer to green flag. You'll see those on TikTok. I'll also do a TikTok on William Hill Cup matchups if they get those posted, which I have no doubt they will. I do want to shout out BetMGM. This week they had an Xfinity Series tab on their auto racing section. All this is Nevada, in case you haven't watched before. It's progress. I mean, that's an improvement. It's good to see, a few more options, a few different odds. Matchups. I'm glad they got them out early. Lately, they've been doing them day of race. Now they came out on a Thursday. First one we're looking at is Kyle Larson at minus 50 versus Chase Elliott at plus 115. So repeat of what we had last weekend, where Larson was a heavy favorite. Chase Elliott paid out a little bit to win. Of course, Chase Elliott won the race, and thus the matchup. I got to stick with Kyle Larson this week, even at that minus 150. It's hard for me to bet whenever, someone's favored by that amount. It's not really as good of a payout, risk versus reward. If I'm picking, Kyle Larson, 2 runner-up finishes at Darlington, and I think that he's going to be fast again this weekend. He's outperformed Chase Elliott at Darlington. Chase Elliott ran into some issues here in the playoff race last year. For those reasons, I'm going with Kyle Larson. We have Martin Truex Jr. versus Denny Hamlin. Based on this year, Hamlin struggled a lot. He does have 4 wins at Darlington, and he's been fast here, in the past. Martin Truex Jr. absolutely dominated this race last year. I was going back and forth on this one. I'm going to go with Hamlin just because of a longer history of success. We got the new car, that's a variable. Martin Truex Jr. has looked decent this year. He hasn't looked like anything incredible. I know Leslie would be upset with me for this pick. I gotta go with what I'm feeling based on what I've been seeing. And when Hamlin's on, he's on. I went with him at Richmond. That was a win. Another track where, you kind of look at past experience when making your decisions. Next matchup is Alex Bowman versus William Byron. I hinted at this a little bit earlier on in this channel, and Bowman's at plus 105. Byron is at minus 135. So we got a Bowman versus Byron Hendrick matchup. God, it's hard because Alex Bowman has won so many matchups, and I keep going against him. I got to go against him again this weekend. Byron at minus 135. He's outperformed Bowman this year. I know I'm going to regret it. God, it's just hard. If it was anyone other than the Hendrick teammate, I'd probably go for Bowman. I do like that he's at plus 105. I just feel like William Byron has been fast everywhere. I really can't bet against him at this stage. Next matchup is Chastain versus Harvick, a repeat of last weekend, and I'm going to go with Chastain. I got to. He's been faster than Harvick everywhere. I know a lot of this, Chastain's at minus 120, Harvick's at minus 110. A lot of that is Harvick's past success at Darlington. He does do well here. This year, he just has not had the speed that Ross Chastain and the one car has had. I feel pretty confident about Chastain beating Harvick again this week. With that, I'm going to move on to my top 3 picks for the weekend. So I'm going to continue riding the Chase Elliott train at plus 700. I know I mentioned that he had struggles here last year. I see him going on a run. I think, there is like a history of a driver running the Xfinity series and running well in the Cup race, getting that repetition at a track like Darlington does matter. It's part of the reason why Denny Hamlin has been so successful here. I think that is really going to help Chase Elliott, also coming off a win. He kind of has that off his back, but not winning at an oval in so long. He's at plus 700, so decent odds, another decent payout. I do like him as a win choice this week. Speaking of Denny Hamlin, I also like him this week at plus 850. He has 4 wins here. His crew chief was going to be suspended after losing a wheel at Dover. They appealed that, got the crew chief back, so they got the team at full strength. He's at plus 850, so that's a great payout for him at a track where he's had so much success at. Again, I'm looking at a pick based on overall success with this new car being a variable. Hamlin has Darlington figured out. I could see him getting his 5th win this weekend. Final pick is Kyle Larson. I'm riding this Kyle Larson train. I did not pick him at Talladega, so I have not picked him in consecutive weeks, so I feel a little better at that. He's at plus 500. He's the favorite. Oh, it's so hard to bet against Kyle Larson, especially at Darlington. He was the only one who could challenge Martin Truex at this track in the spring of last year. He did make a run for him at the lead. He finished 2nd in the playoff race as well. Track that fits him. He's fast everywhere at plus 500. I like Kyle Larson to win. If I had to pick one out of the 3 of these that I feel strongest about, it would be Kyle Larson. I know that's a broken record. I like him. I like him at this number 2. I think that once he starts rattling off wins, which I do anticipate him in doing, because that's just what Kyle Larson does, you're going to not get him at odds like this. So until he wins, great strategy to stick with him. And with that being said, I'm going to pop off here. Be on the lookout for my TikTok wagers. I do a lot of matchups on there if I have any changes after practice or qualifying. That'll be the first place I do it. I'm guaranteeing Truck, Xfinity, and Cup matchups on there. We did great at Dover last week. I feel like we're going to continue that by doing well and excelling at Darlington this week. I'm excited to have 3 races. I love watching Darlington. It's a very fun track. I think for me as like a NASCAR history person, that's a big part of it. But it is just great racing. I mean, there's a thing called a Darlington stripe, for those of you unfamiliar, like drivers hitting the wall, scraping the paint, leaving their paint on the walls. It's just hard racing is a tough task for any driver, and it really brings out the best in the series. Once again, I'm hopping off here. Thank y'all for listening. I really appreciate it, and hope everyone enjoys the race. Feel free to reach out with any suggestions, comments, or questions. I'm all ears. Hope everybody has a great week and enjoy the race weekend. Thanks again.